am sounding like, please. Happy Tuesday, ladies. Happy Tuesday. Please let me know what I'm sounding like. Hello. Hello. Tuesday, ladies. Happy Tuesday. Can you all hear me? I have a very Negro rigged setup that I have going on. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me, ladies? Please let me know if you can hear me now, Teresa. Can y'all hear me, ladies? Okay. I'm trying to check it on a different device too. I'm trying to make sure I can hear myself. So bear with me for just a moment. Can y'all hear me, ladies? Okay. Do I sound muffled at all, Teresa? I do apologize. Okay. Teresa says she can hear me. Teresa says she can hear me. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. So, y'all know I couldn't come live last week because I was having some issues with my PC. So, my computer told me that I needed to do an update. So, I did the update. But when I did the update, everything went away. I could not access anything, no StreamYard, no YouTube, no nothing. I could not access anything. So I had to send my PC to the Geek Squad so that I could get it checked out to see what's going on with it. So I had to get a new one. So the new one, I have the new monitor and stuff. I just have to get it set up. And I I have a whole Negro rigged situation going on right now. So I was trying to do it on a different laptop. I was trying to connect to a different laptop, but for whatever reason, StreamYard keeps kicking me out over there. So I had to come over here and do another device. So if you all can hear me good, That's great. We're going to start this again. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Pink Table Topics. I am your host and good sis, Pink Diva. Thank you so much for joining me. As you're pulling your seat up to the table, please don't forget to hit the like button. Feel free to drop down and leave a comment and make sure you're engaging in our topic and turn your bell notifications on so that you'll be notified each and every time I drop a new topic. And as you know, our mission is to create a safe space for women to gather as a community, engage in healthy dialogue regarding real life issues that we as women deal with on a daily basis. But most importantly, y'all, it is to foster the true meaning of sisterhood. And if you are here, that means you are subscribed and representing our Diva tribe. And we're not just any Diva. We are divine, we're inspiring, we're valiant, and we are admirable. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the table, Divas. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate each and every one of you all. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm not going to hold you long, but I missed y'all last week. So I said I had to come and spend some time with you all, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to my mod, Teresa Wright, for being in the house. Thank you so much, Sissy, for being here and modding for me. I appreciate you. Hey, Mama B, thanks for being here, sis. Gia is in the house. Thanks for joining. Philly Girl for Life is here. Thank you so much for joining, sis. I appreciate you. Hey, April, thanks for being here, sis. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Rosemary, thanks for joining. Bridget J is in the house. Girl, what is going on with these janky devices, girl? Thank you for being here, sis. I appreciate you. Hey, Deborah. Deborah is here. CDW is in the house. Thanks for being here. Hey, Titi. How are you, sis? Miss Lady is in the house. Hey, sis. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you for being here. I'm scrolling, trying to make sure. Hey, Aunt Debbie. Thanks for joining. Are you staying warm over there in Chicago? My uncle told me that you all got about 3 to 4 inches of snow over the weekend. Hello, hello. I am not ready, but I know it's time. I am not ready, but I know it's time. Before we get started, happy Veterans Day to those of you that may be veterans in the chat, to those of you who may have family members that are still serving or have served. We appreciate your service. Congratulations to you all. I hope you all was able to go get your free meals that they had for the veterans today, or just was able to just kick your feet up and rest. We appreciate you for your service. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not going to be before you long because I don't want this system to start acting up again. But I wanted to come and just spend some time with y'all. And I had an ad that I was going to pull up too. I have a video, so I may have to just let you listen to it because you may not be able to see it. So I may have to just let you listen to it. Bridget J say, what did Bridget J say? I get on the Geek Squad's nerves. Girl, listen. I'm like, what is going on? And hey, Pat, thanks for joining, sis. Girl, I was calling and I was emailing. I'm like, listen. And whatever happened was, I think they told me that it was something about a firewall or something when that new update took place. Whatever firewall it was, it actually blocked some of the programs, and YouTube and StreamYard were on the list. So they had to kind of like say they had to go in the back way to try to do something. But I was like, it's probably time for a new one anyways. So I just went ahead and got a new one anyway. But oh my goodness, it's been a mess, Bridget. Terry T Baby says, I came to give my like and listen while I get ready for tomorrow. Thank you so much, sis. I thank you. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What you doing tomorrow? Are you going on vacation or something? Hey, Erica. Erica Yvette is in the house. Hey, sis. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you all. I'm sorry I cannot highlight your names on the screen tonight because of this janky setup that I have going on. So I do apologize. So hopefully by Saturday for book club, we're good. We're good to go. But before we get started, Terry says, I wish I'll be working. Oh, you got to work? I thought you was getting ready to go on vacation, girl. I wish to. Y'all, let me tell y'all something before I get started. I have to give myself the dummy ass of the day award, as my sis would say. Let me tell y'all something. So I've been putting up my Christmas tree. That's what I was doing. I ran in here trying to get connected, but I was in there putting my Christmas tree up. Have y'all started putting your Christmas tree up yet? I started. I put it up actually last week, Friday, and I went Christmas decoration shopping last Saturday, and I was looking for, decor for my Christmas tree and stuff. So I've just been adding pieces by pieces to the tree. Girl, I was in there. And don't y'all laugh. Before I tell y'all this, you got to promise y'all won't laugh. April says she's putting one up this weekend. I'm putting the one in my family room. That's the one I'm working on now. Then I still got to put the one in my office. And then I got to put the one in my shop up tomorrow. Teresa, stop laughing. And girl, let me tell you. So I am walking from like my office. I got bags of the decorations in bags in my office. So I'm walking from my office to the family room to go put the stuff up. So I come in the office and I'm prepping. And, it start getting dark early. It get dark early. So I'm like, okay, it was dim and I got skylights in my living room, right? And it was getting dim. So I was like, look at Philly Girl said, I promise. And so it was starting to get dim. So I was like, let me turn some lights on. So I went and closed the blinds and I was turning the lights on because it was getting dark. And behind me are trees anyway. There's no houses behind me. So they're trees. It's a wooded area. So I'm like, let me close these blinds. So I'm walking. And so I went and I turned the light. Teresa, stop it. Okay. I went and turned the lights on. And when I turned around, because I came to get another armful of the decorations, right? The balls and all of that stuff, the bows and ribbon and stuff. And I turned. So when you when you turn lights on and when the light is behind you and you're walking, it's like a shadow, right? Girl, let me tell you something. When I went to turn around and I had this stuff in my hand, girl, I thought something ran across this floor. When I say I had a gut-wrenching scream and I dropped them doggone balls and ribbon, girl, everything went clank, clank all over the floor. And I jumped up in the chair because I had to go through the dining room. Girl, I jumped up on this dining room chair. I dropped them balls. I dropped that ribbon. Girl, I'm on top of this chair. And I was like, oh my God, what is that? What is that? Mind you, I'm here by myself. Nobody is here. I'm here by myself. And I was sitting there like, oh my God, I had nothing in my hand. I couldn't grab nothing. Wasn't nobody here to hear me, girl. When I say something went all over me, I'm in the chair on my knees. So my dining chair. So it's one of the high-rise chairs, right? I'm in the chair. Girl, I got my knees up on the chair. I'm trying to pull the tablecloth of the table up so I could look under. Mind you, I'm on my knees trying to look under the table. I'm pulling up the tablecloth and I'm trying to look. I said, what is it? I know I saw something. And so I didn't hear nothing. So I'm throwing stuff trying to see if I could get it to run out, whatever it was. So nothing was moving. So it took me about 5 minutes, y'all. I stayed in that chair for 5 minutes and I was trying to make sure I didn't hear anything moving or I didn't do nothing. I didn't see nothing run back across the floor. So I slowly started getting down out of the chair. Girl, I slowly started getting down out of the chair and I just recounted my steps. I went back. I said, like, let me step back over here by this barn. Let me see if I can see anything. And I'm looking under the table, and mind you, my dining room have long curtains, right? I'm like, Lord, did something run over there up under them curtains? And I'm trying to get to the broom so that I can reach the broom over by the curtain so I can move the curtain so I can make sure, girl, so I can make sure nothing was up under the curtain. I say, I know I saw something. Girl, when I turned around, I went to get the broom, but I turned around. Guess what it was? I was holding this stuff. It was my shadow. The way I was walking and the kitchen light was shining behind me, I was walking toward the dining room because I didn't have the dining room light on yet. And it was my shadow. And the way I was holding my hand with the balls and stuff, it was actually my hand that looked like something was running under. Because when I went back, girl, when I say I hollered myself into a hissy fit, girl, I thought I was about to give myself a heart attack. I screamed. It was one of them gut wrenching, like, girl, that scream was one I've never done before. And I'm sitting here screaming, like, what is that? I was like, oh my God, girl, that scared me so bad. And then I had to go clean up the mess that I had tried. Hell, I'm sitting here crying. I have never scared. I text my husband. I say, you're not going to believe what happened. I can't wait to tell you. My husband don't get off to 10 o'clock. I cannot wait until he get home. He's like, Lord, what have you done? That was his response. Girl, when I say I scared myself to death, because I could have sworn something ran across that floor, but I'm sitting here like, well, what is it? And I was paranoid the whole time, scared to walk across the floor. Erica said, girl, I would have been halfway down the street. Erica, I couldn't. I froze, girl, because I was like, something went across this floor. I didn't know if it went under the tablecloth, under the table, or the curtains. All I know is something ran across that floor. I said, Lord, am I seeing stuff? I know I'm not crazy. I know I saw something run across this floor. Girl, I was so scared I stayed in that chair for 5 minutes. I did not get down. Girl, I cannot believe it. I'm sitting up on the chair. When I finally realized what it was, I say, dummy ass, in sis voice. Girl, that was hilarious. Girl, I got tears rolling from my eyes and I was by myself. Who was going to help me? Wasn't nobody here. Wasn't nobody here. Couldn't nobody hear me. I couldn't get to the phone because I had left my phone in here in my office. Hey, Shorten. Erica say halfway down the street, barefoot and all, running. Girl, listen. And here I sit with my pajamas on. You know we ain't got no bras on. We in the house. Hair tied up. Girl, I would have scared the neighbors running down the street. Girl, look at a whole mess. Do you hear me? Oh, I said, wait until I tell my sisters this. Girl, it was a mess. Oh my God. I have never been that scared in my life. And I say, Lord, who in here with me? And see, that's why I be getting home before it get dark. I don't know about y'all. It's gonna start getting dark early. So I try to make sure all of my little errands and stuff are done before it get dark, especially if I got to come home by myself because my husband be gone for work. So if I'm out while he's gone to work, I try to be here before it get dark because I know ain't nobody in here but me. But if I got to come home and he's already gone and nobody is here and it's dark, girl, I be coming in here like flipping light switches on. Oh, that was a whole mess, girl. I was so paranoid. Do you hear me? Girl, that was a mess. I had to tell y'all that. I had to. What you say, Teresa? And you gonna make people promise not to laugh. Y'all can't laugh. Girl, it was a mess. It was a mess. But thank y'all for listening to my rant. It was a whole mess. Do you hear me? Girl, it had my stomach hurting, but girl, I was scared for real. Like I really had lost my ish. I dropped everything. Girl, I did not know that I could move that fast still. Girl, I jumped up in that doggone chair so fast. Whoo, child. Girl, the way I jumped in that chair. Girl, if I had a hit it, I'd have bust my tail wide open on that hardwood floor. You hear me? Whoo, I know I'm going to be sore in the morning. Oh, but oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Hey, sis. Sis says, hey, divas, driving, but hit the like button. Thank you, sis. Be careful. Girl, it was a mess. But anyway, let's get started. Again, happy Veterans Day to all of y'all that served. We appreciate you all. Shout out to my hubby and my family members, that my sis, all of my family members that served in the military. We appreciate you all for your service. To the Book Club Divas, our book club meeting has been scheduled this coming Saturday, November 15th for 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. November 15th, this coming Saturday, 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. For those that may not be aware, this month we're reading book 2 of the Mistress series, Mistress No More by Niobe Bryant. So make sure you go download it if you haven't. And if you didn't get a chance to finish book 1, you still have a little time if you are a fast reader. I'm almost done reading, girl, another mess. You hear me? Teresa, stop snitching. Stop snitching, Teresa. Hey, CC, thanks for joining, sis. Whoo, child. Okay, let me gather myself. So make sure you turn your notifications on for those of you that are participating in reading the book. Our book club meeting this coming Saturday, November 15th at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, make sure you take some time tomorrow morning to tune in to my Wednesday morning Pocket of Peace segment. This week, the topic is trusting the process. It's another good one, so please make sure you take a few moments to check that out. I was trying to get them pre-scheduled because I knew my PC was acting funny, so I wanted to make sure I was getting the content out. So that's our little tea at the table spiel. So let's get into our topic. If you saw in the thumbnail, our topic is minimizing the betrayal when sorry isn't enough. And I have a clip that I'm going to have to allow you to listen to because I was going to share my screen, but I don't think I can do it with. Let me try something. I don't want to mess up the setup because you can hear me clearly. I don't want to do anything that'll cause me to get kicked out. So I'll just let you listen to it. But tonight's episode is one that's close to many of our hearts. And I also know is going to hit home for a lot of us, including me, and that's minimizing betrayal. Now, if you've ever been betrayed by somebody that you love, especially in a marriage or a committed relationship, you already know the emotional roller coaster that comes along with it. It's the shock, it's the anger, the grief, the confusion, the pain, all the things. But what makes it even harder to heal is when the person who hurt you tries to downplay what they did. And I'm going to get the clip ready, but they'll say things like, I didn't mean anything by it, or it was just a mistake, or you're overreacting, or the one that really gets me is, you really gonna throw away everything that we built over this little situation. They try to minimize what they've done. So tonight we're gonna call that out, because that's emotional manipulation, that's gaslighting, and that's not love. Love doesn't silence our pain, right? We're allowed to feel how we feel. It doesn't minimize our feelings, and love takes accountability, period. If you did it, just acknowledge that you did it and don't try to downplay it. But we've been told so many times by especially a lot of the older women that we may have in our family, sometimes friends or whomever, a lot of times when we go through things like infidelity and all of that kind of stuff, and maybe we've been in our relationship for a long period of time, people will try to intimidate us into staying, or tell us that, oh, all men cheat, but that doesn't make it right just because a person cheated. So I'm going to let me turn this on so that you can hear it, because he got on my nerves. He really got on my nerves. I'm going to turn it up. I hope you all can hear it. Let me turn the volume up all the way so that you're able to hear it. One second, and I'm going to play it now. And I hope you can hear it. So I have to look away from the screen while I am playing it. So I hope you can hear it. When it goes off, I'll come back. And if you can't hear it, just let me know.
Let me talk about this cheating thing for a while. The thing that you're feeling right now, it'll pass. It'll pass. Think about this, ladies, from this perspective. And then think about this, fellas, from this perspective. Ladies, you've been with this man through thick and thin, right? Father of your kid, structuring your household. You've loved on him, all of that. He had a moment of weakness or a couple moments of weaknesses, right? From a selfish perspective, are you going to let somebody benefit from all of the things that your husband is now becoming as a result of you being emotional in that one particular moment? Are you going to let your man you going to throw that whole situation, your whole marriage, everything that y'all built and worked for just because you're emotional at that particular moment over some sex? It seemed bigger than what it really is. It's really not. It seems much stronger and much more of an issue than it really is, but it really ain't.
Did y'all hear that? Let me know if y'all heard that. And if I need to start it over, I will. Let me know if you were able to hear it. Put a 1 in the chat if you were able to hear it. And if I need to move a little closer, I will do so. Were you able to hear? Okay, Teresa says 1. She was able to hear it. Did y'all hear this, Negro? Did y'all hear how easy it was for him to minimize the fact that you heard him say it was just cheating. It was just sex. Are you willing to throw away everything that you've built just because it was just cheating? Just cheating. And that's why I wanted us to talk about this conversation, because I was angry I had a lot of people to send me this, and I was just angry sitting there listening at him, like the audacity of you to sit and try to minimize what you're doing to make it feel like, I shouldn't get mad. It's just cheating. We've been together for a long time. Why are you willing to throw away what we've built? Why are you willing to walk away from, everything that we've invested in this relationship? But if memory serves me right, isn't he the one that cheated? So you mean to tell me deciding to walk away because you cheated is actually me throwing the relationship away, but you're the one that cheated. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? At what point are we going to stop minimizing the fact? Because my question to him was, because I was over there slanging and banging, girl. I was over there in the comments, and I put, and I wish I could show y'all the screen of the different comments, but I put the comment in there. I say only if he's willing to keep that same energy, because we all know when y'all men get cheated on, y'all be gasping for oxygen and ready to unalive somebody. So stop with these one-sided optics. Because my thing is, if it's not minimized to just cheating, if she steps out on you, then why should it just be minimized to just cheating when you step out? That's what I don't understand. And then people were saying, and some of the other comments were, why is audacity free? And another guy, which I was surprised to hear this coming from another guy, he said somebody asked him if he allows his wife to get her lick back after he cheats. I'm just curious because my thing is, if it doesn't go both ways, what are we doing? How we just minimizing and downsizing? And this is the thing. This is what I was talking about. How people try to minimize what betrayal meant to us and how it made us feel. Because it's more to it than you just deciding to go out here and sleep with somebody else outside of our relationships. It's more to it than just that. It's actually me having to deal with, for one, are you bringing me back home something? For two, 9 times out of 10, half of them don't have the sense that they were born with to even wrap it up and not create another human being behind them just cheating. So it's more to it. It's more that just comes along with, him just deciding that he's going to just go out here and cheat. But, I don't want to mess up and I've heard so many men say that, like, I just cheated one time. That's one too many. That's one too many, because we know if we're looking at this thing in the lens of a man, you're not going to feel the same way. It's not going to be a just anything when it comes to, what you're doing. It's betrayal. So you can't tell a person how to feel, especially when it's a marriage. Now, any type of betrayal, regardless of it being friendship, relationships, but now, like, the focus is on marriage, it's on relationships. We're in committed relationships. We're married. We already know the emotional roller coaster that comes with all of that. So you mean to tell me that it's okay for you to just minimize what I feel? It's not just a mistake. I'm not overreacting. That's the thing. They always want to say it's just a mistake, or you overreacting, you taking it too far. You don't have to leave. We don't have to get a divorce. We don't have to do any of that. Well, how about you didn't have to cheat? How about you didn't have to cheat? Because when a man cheats and then he want to tell us that it wasn't a big deal, like, I really didn't even like her like that, or I just had a little too much to drink. No, what you're saying is your comfort is more important to you than my healing. That's what it's saying. Like, forget what it is. You're not looking at the bigger picture. Like, we got these kids, we got this house, we're building something together. We're not going to let her or the situation come in between what we have. But you already allowed the person to come in between what we had when you decided to step out. That's the thing. Like, my feelings are still valid. Like, you're not just breaking my trust. Like, I don't trust you anymore. I just don't understand that statement alone tells us where his priorities is. He don't care, because if he truly cared, or if he truly understood the depth of what he had done, he wouldn't try to just rush me through my process and just forget about it. But the thing is, a lot of these Negroes just be trying to protect themselves. They be trying to protect their own image, because they don't want us to tell nobody. They don't want it to get outside of the house. Well, don't tell nobody. We can deal with our issues behind our own closed doors. They want to try to tell us how we should handle the situation. Don't allow nobody to come between what we built. No, what you allow somebody to come between what we built. See, men don't realize that betrayal is not just physical. It's like an emotional thing. It's mental, and it's also spiritual. Like, we dealing with all these different spirits that you going and you sleeping with, and then you bringing that stuff back to me. That's something I have to do with it. When somebody cheated, don't just break the trust. It shatters the connection. Because now I don't know about you all. Cheating is a deal breaker for me. Cheating is a deal breaker, because I feel like, and I do know some women or men, I do know some women that have gone through a situation where infidelity played a part in their relationship, and they were able to go to counseling, and they say they're doing well. I do know some who have stayed, and to each his own. Whatever works for you, whatever floats your boat. But cheating for me is a deal breaker, because I feel like if you cannot be satisfied with me and what you got going on at home, then we don't need to be together, because I am not about to be in competition with no other woman outside of my household. I am not about to be begging and pleading for a Negro to stay with me. If you see something better that you want, save yourself the trouble, so you ain't got to try to sneak around. You ain't got to lie. You ain't got to do none of that stuff. Save yourself the trouble and go on over there where she at, and y'all go be great. Take me out of the group chat. I don't want to be a part of any of that. That's just me. Now, I can't say like in my younger years. I'm talking about now that I know better. You know, when we know better, we do better, especially in our age right now. Like we're women of substance. We've been through some stuff. We've overcome that stuff and we are who we are today. But I'm sure when we were younger, there were times we stayed in relationships longer than we should have. We put up with stuff that we shouldn't have put up with. I'm quite sure there were some times that we dealt with infidelity in those relationships, but I'm talking marriage. I'm not talking about somebody that I'm dating. I'm talking about marriage because that's a covenant. That is a covenant that we took before God. I take that very serious. There's a difference in this is somebody that I'm married to or somebody that I'm dating, because my mama used to always tell me until it's on paper, he ain't yours. Because if something happened to him, ain't nothing you can do, nothing you can say, because he's not legally yours. So, Philly Girl says, we can't tell people how to feel. Exactly. Sharon says, yeah, we heard that nonsense. It was nonsense. Deborah says he should have asked himself that question before he went out and slept with another woman. He did not think about throwing away his marriage. And, you know, I think the thing is, Deborah, a lot of these men, they are so quick to grab a microphone, and they're so quick to want to tell us as women what we should do and how we should feel. 9 times out of 10, looking at him, he was the one that stepped out of the relationship and she left. That's why he got this advice for us. Apparently the person he was with decided to walk away after he cheated. So now he want to come out here and tell us that we shouldn't throw away what we were building just because of a simple mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It was a choice to me. You chose to step outside of the relationship, because if I choose to step outside of the relationship, are you going to have that same energy? Absolutely not. Bridget J says he's the one that ruined the relationship. Shaking my head. You can't minimize that, sir. Absolutely. Teresa says the fact that he's coming up with excuses will make me kick his arse out quicker. Absolutely. Teresa says, like Mel said, you should have kept that penis in the house. My point exactly. Erica says also he's actually saying that he's not disciplined. Absolutely. And that's the thing. And I think a lot of these men try to force us into their way of thinking. Again, we know the majority of them, they want their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to do whatever, because I was looking at some of the comments when one of the ladies asked, will he allow his wife to do the same thing? And then there was another guy that commented under her comment, and he was like, are you the protector and the provider of the household? I was like, Negro, I don't care what type of protecting and providing you're doing. That does not give you a right or the okay to think that you can still go out and do whatever you want to do, because half the time, if we just want to be honest, we the woman are the protectors and the providers these days. But the fact that he actually said that and feel like just because they're protecting and providing, they feel like that's all they have to do. Like, all I have to do as a man is to protect my wife and to provide for my household. And I can go out and I can do whatever I want to do as long as I'm doing those things. That's not how it works. And that's why a lot of them are so sick and twisted, because that's their way of thinking. That's their way of thinking. Teresa says, and then them ninjas have the nerve of turning it around and blame. Absolutely. It's always something we did or we should have done, or because we weren't doing this or that, they had to go get it from somebody else. Well, you know what? When you go, you just make sure she's everything you need her to be, because I will not have any use for you after that. Like, I'm not, it's one thing for you to be sharing and I don't know it. But to be sharing and I know it, that's a no-go for me. That's a no-go for me. Absolutely not. Erica says, okay, I read that one. Shorten says, I'm going through a divorce right now because of betrayal as a result. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sis. I'm sorry to hear that. But let me tell you this. You do what you need to do for you. You hear me? You do what you need to do for you. because you can start over. You can get all of that material stuff all over again, but it's you and how you feel. Don't let anybody downgrade the way you feel about a situation and something like that, because we both took vows. And how dare you think that I should uphold my end of the vows, but it's okay for you to step out and then until you decide to get it together. Like, I can make as many mistakes as I want to, but when I decide to get it together, you're supposed to hold me down. When I decide that now, I've been there and I've done all of that. Now I want to come over here and play the good husband. And it's typically when you give that Negro his walking papers, when you say, okay, I'm done. Now all of a sudden you want to be Mr. I want to be the best husband and let's go to counseling. You weren't trying to go to counseling to get yourself some help for whatever you're going through. And a lot of these Negroes try to use them having issues as an excuse to go cheat. Well, my thing is, stop jumping in and out of relationships until you go get yourself fixed. Go get yourself some help. Go seek therapy and heal from whatever trauma that it is that you're dealing with before you decide to step into a relationship with somebody. And then think that they're supposed to be there through it all while you going back and forth and dealing with whatever you're dealing with. But I'm supposed to stay stuck through it all until you decide. Because, Negro, that could take 5-10 years. How long you think I'm going to stay and allow you to continue stepping in and out just to say, oh, I got a man, or he working on himself, or he just going through stuff, or he dealing with so much? Well, you know what? Gone on over there where you keep running to. Because this is not a revolving door. And that's the thing. You have to show people how to treat you, because as long as you let these Negroes keep going in and out like it's a revolving door, they'll continue to utilize it. And you'll continue to stay stuck and just continue to stand to just continue to accepting this type of behavior. But then when you don't do it anymore, then it's a problem. You're just throwing away everything we worked hard for. No, you threw it away. This is the consequences for the choices that you made. Absolutely, Teresa. One and done. No more trust. Because if I can't trust you, what we doing? Especially if it's a situation to where, and I know some people say, that they can trust, they can move past infidelity and they can, ask for forgiveness and go to therapy or what have you. But a lot of times you still thinking about it. Every time he walk out that door, you still questioning if whether or not he's going where he say he's going and all of this kind of stuff. And if I got to do all that, what we doing? If I got to wonder if you're going to the place you say you're going, or if you're hanging out with the person you say you're hanging around with, if I got to still do all of that, what we doing? Right? Shorten says cheating is a deal breaker for me as well. Yes, it is. That's a hurtful feeling. Even though we decide to divorce, that pain is real. Praying for you, sis. Absolutely. It's still real, because those are real raw emotions, because especially us as women, like, we do everything. We try to find every resolve that there possibly is before we decide that we're going to walk away from our marriage. We try to make it work. A lot of times we blaming ourselves, right? We looking at the situation and saying, well, what could I have done better? Or what am I doing? Or what is it about me to cause him to want to step out? Nothing. That Negro was just being a Negro. That's exactly what he wanted to do. That's a choice that he chose to make, because guess what? We choose to not allow infidelity to be a part of our situation. We turn down, and I be telling these Negroes all the time, we turn down Negroes a dime a dozen every time we walk out the door. We could pull a Negro if we wanted to, but out of respect for the man that we have at home, we got the sense enough to say, you know what? No, I'm married, but thank you. We have the sense enough to not act. Most of us do. We have the sense to not act upon those advances. We know how to turn it down, because we really are into what we have at home. We ain't out here trying to build these broken relationships or to have one up. Now, back in the day before we got married, we may have had our Rolodex full of, let me call this one since that one getting on my nerves. But of course, when we're married, we got married for a reason. I know I did. We get married for a reason. We're married to the person that we vowed to spend the rest of our lives with, and nobody wants to deal with infidelity. And just like us, we are, especially women, We give and we love hard. We ride for our men, our husbands. We ride for them. We stick beside them. We making sure they good. When they sick, we're there. When they're not sick, we're there. We cooking, cleaning, taking care of the house, the kids. We going to work. Some of us multiple jobs. We making ends meet. Like we doing everything that we know to do. And that's the thing. You can be and do all of that. And that Negro will still decide to walk out that door and go risk it all for a little knucklehead. All of that. All of that. Shorten says, absolutely 100. Thank you. God is keeping me and I choose me. Too many diseases. Absolutely. Always choose you, sis. Always choose you. Right, Betty. Hey, sis. Betty says, send him the movie or book Waiting to Exhale. Hey, Melanin Beauty. Peace, love, and light is in the house. Hey, sis. Teresa says, girl, that was good. Can't get it out of my head. Busted. How he gonna ask if you can reconcile and he at another woman's house? Boy, bye. Absolutely. Sis says, I know that's right, Shorten. That's how you do this. Yes, absolutely. Deborah says, once the trust is broken, it's hard to look at him the same for me. And even with counseling, I don't think I could do it. I don't either, sis. I don't think I could do it either. I don't think I could do it either. I mean, we just got to choose ourselves. I just don't like how, these little podcasts are giving these men the little courage to stick out their chest to try to chastise us and tell us, basically they're cheating because of the things that we're doing. It has nothing to do with us. That's his lack thereof. It has everything to do with him, the choices that he's making. And obviously you didn't care enough about me to decide to do right by me. So why should I care that much about you to allow myself to stay in a situation that no longer serves me, to allow me the heartbreak just because I got to stay in this stuff? Like every time I see you, I'm going to be thinking about this stuff. And then the fact that, and the thing for me is the reason why I say cheating is a deal breaker for me is because I just have a problem being out somewhere and you on my arm and then these other women around. I don't know which one of these women you done had. Like, I can't proudly walk beside you and hold my head up because I don't know what you're doing. I don't know which one of these heifers that you doing. So I can't proudly walk around with holding hands with you and, being proud that you my man and we beside each other because I don't know who you messing with. And that's why I say it's a deal breaker for me because I ain't gonna never look at you the same. Like I don't even respect you at this point. I don't want to hear nothing that you got to say. Like there's nothing that you can tell me that'll make me change my mind. And they don't get sorry until they get caught. Now I'm sorry. Now it's you I want. I don't want her. I want you. It's all about us. It wasn't about us when you decided to step out. You didn't want me when you was over there having her because I was at home where you should have been. You stepped out. It's an individual contribution. You decided to step out and these are the consequences. So you have to ask yourself, you're going to either stay and deal with it because the thing about a Negro is if you give him an inch, he going to take a mile. He may not do it again no time soon because you own to him. He got caught. But you can best believe if you let him get away with it that one time, 9 times out of 10, he going to try it again. And he going to keep on trying it to keep seeing how long he can get away with it. And, she didn't go nowhere the first time. Now, some of them do. Don't get me wrong. Not all. Not all of them are dogs. Not all of them. I'm quite sure there are a few. There are a few who, recognize the consequences of their actions and decided that they wanted to, fight for their marriage and do right by their marriage or whatever the case may be. There are some. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them. I am saying most of them. Some of them just can't get right. And for me and for the life of me, I don't understand. Why don't you just stay single? Get all of that out of your system before you decide to put a ring on somebody's finger and say, I do. Go ahead and get that stuff out of your system. Go on over there. I know they say it's a thrill when you got to sneak around and do it. You know, they get a thrill and a kick out of being able to sneak and do it. But the thing about it, these side chicks, y'all know these side chicks are not built the same today. They're not going to allow you to just cheat in peace. They're not going to allow it. So again, if you're gonna cheat, go on over there and stay, go on over there and stay with her. But I'm just tired of the fact that people are basically telling us to just roll over and take it, just deal with it. Let him get it out of his system. Oh, he a man. You know what? Yes, he is a man. But that is no excuse for him to cheat on on the person that he took his vows with just because he's a man. You know what? I'm a woman. What if I decided to go get my lick back? Then everybody calling me a 304 and she didn't have to do that. Now I'm everything in the book, but he get an excuse, right? He get an excuse. That's not how we do that. Choose you. Whatever peace looks like for you, whatever it is that you're going through, whatever emotions that you're dealing with. Don't allow anybody to downplay what it is that you're feeling. Don't allow anybody to downplay what it is that you're going through when you're dealing with a situation like that, because it's easy for people on the outside looking in to tell you to stay. But they're not the ones that's got to live with those thoughts. They're not the ones that's got to live with those emotions. They're not the one that's got to live with that Negro. So don't allow people to make you feel guilty about your decision. Whatever your decision is for you, you do that. If staying is what you want to do, stay and work it out. But if leaving is what you want to do, don't let nobody make you feel guilty about that decision. That's your decision. Send that Negro on over there. Guess what? Guess who door he gonna be bumping on? Now he want to make it work. Now he don't want it. And it's so amazing to me how, as long as we together, you constantly stepping out. You here, there, and everywhere. But then all of a sudden, when I decide to pick up and let you do you, now all of a sudden you want us to work. Where was that energy when we were together? Because we didn't have to be here. We didn't have to be in this space. We're only here because of a decision you made. Now all of a sudden you want to talk my ears off. Girl, I remember when I was dating this dude, and I wasn't married, but I remember when I was dating this dude, we were dating. People was telling me left and right, oh, he was with so-and-so, and he was at this place with this chick and that place with that chick. When I finally decided to let that Negro go, I had picked up and moved. It was 1 week that somebody had called and told me that he had spent the night with the girl. Told me he was going out of town to do something else, but he was actually at this other chick's house. That's where he was at. Girl, I packed up and had moved before this Negro got back. When he came back, it was an empty house. I didn't change my number at this time. I hadn't changed my number. That fool popped up calling every day, boo-hooing, crying. I mean, he crying them puppy dog tears and can we just talk? Girl, I ain't never heard can we talk so much in my life. You hear me? Every day, 5-6 times a day. I had to block every number because, back then we didn't have like block on our cell phones. That's when pay phones were like a thing and you couldn't block pay phones. That fool was all over town. Every time you turn around, it's a different payphone. He calling me from this payphone. Can we talk? And back then when we didn't know who the call was coming from, we would answer it because we never knew. Maybe it's one of the kids calling from a different phone or something. So we answered the phone. Every time I answered the phone, there was this Negro on a different phone. Every time, from his grandmama phone. Every time you turn around, he calling so we could talk. I say, you didn't want to talk this much the week that you were spending with your chick. Why all of a sudden now you want to talk? I have never understood why they put so much effort into trying to make the relationship work after they are the ones that cause the demise of the relationship. Now I want to make it work. Now let's talk about it. Come on now. I have never understood why we got to get to the point of it's over before you decide that you want to do right. I ain't never understood. But you will not be able to walk around and think you're going to play me for the fool and I'm going to stay in the situation while you out here doing what you doing with whoever it is that you doing. Like I'm like a get back queen. I'm getting my lick back. Call me Petty Betty because I'm getting my lick back. But the right way to get your lick back is to move away from the situation and glow up. Get your glow up on. Don't miss a beat in being who you are. You still be the queen that you knew you always were. You hold your head up. Don't you feel bad because you got to go down to that courthouse and file for no divorce, girl. Let the streets have that Negro because that's where he want to be. Let the streets have him. Do you? They don't miss the water to the well run dry, like my grandma used to say. Now you want that old thing back because that grass ain't gonna be greener on the other side like you think it is. It's not gonna be greener on the other side. Don't play. So you got to learn how to be okay with releasing that nigga to the streets. Cause I release him and let him go, sis. He'll be okay. Allow him to sit in his decision so that he can see. But I told my husband years ago, I say, if you ever get to the point to where you feel like you have to cheat, please just walk away. Please walk away and don't let me find out that you're actually cheating. Just walk away and you may as well go ahead and end the relationship because I promise you, we won't ever have nothing to talk about after that. It won't be no reconciling. Like you really can just go ahead and just make sure when you do that she's somebody that you're willing to deal with and somebody that you can put up with because it's going to be a wrap for me. Like I really will have no more use for you after that. And there's no way we're going to be living in the same house and sleeping in separate bedrooms. No, sir. We just will not be living together. We will sever our ties and go on about your way. Right, Angela? Angela says they don't miss what they have until it's gone. Absolutely. They don't miss it until it's gone. Philly Girl says men actually think a woman won't leave. Well, they should know by now. And the thing is, the majority of the situations where infidelity played a part in the demise of a relationship, it's typically the woman who leaves. The man ain't going nowhere. Men don't leave. Men don't leave. The woman leaves the relationship. Angela says, I know that's right. Kick rocks with your shoes on, without your shoes on. Girl, tear that big toe up. You hear me? Tear that big toe up. And it's about accountability because my thing is, I feel like if there is a situation to where infidelity plays a role in the relationship, the demise of the relationship, if he truly, honestly wanted to make it work, he would take accountability without having been told to. He wouldn't make excuses. You can't come to me and tell me, well, I only did it because you wasn't giving me the time that I needed, or I only did it because you were emotionally unavailable for me. And I only did it because you didn't do this, that, and the third. If he was really, really remorseful for the decision that he made, he wouldn't come telling me everything I did wrong, because that's their out. Their out is always to tell you what you did wrong to make them do that. And the thing is, I be looking at them like, Negro, if I reacted that way every time you did something you shouldn't have done, girl, what we doing? What are we doing? That's just an excuse. That's just an excuse. So I refuse to allow anybody to play in my face when it comes to cheating. Again, to each his own, but it's a deal breaker for me. I can't deal with it because I know I wouldn't be able to move past it. I wouldn't. He can be sorry and he may actually change, but I'll never know. He'll have to use this opportunity to be better going forward with the next person he with, because he won't be able to do it with me. So I'll never be able to see if he ever cheats again, because it's a wrap for me. Because I know the same way would be for us. We would never be able to live that down. There is no way you will be able to ever cheat as a woman on your significant other and they'll be able to deal with it. No way. No way. Right, Bridget? Bridget says men don't leave. They just talk about your infidelity every day. Girl, every day, all day long. You hear me? They don't ever let it die down. They don't ever let it die down. Oh, who is that? Oh, that's your new Negro. Oh, your new Negro texting you. Oh, you're going to see your new man. Oh, you're leaving me for your new man. It's always those little digs that you have. And again, why stay in the situation if we know that's how it's going to be? You ain't going to let it go. I ain't going to let it go. So why are we wasting each other's time? Teresa said, and that's why I've always said it's one and done for me. Absolutely. It's one and done for me. Like I say, there are some people who have been able to do it. There are some people who've been able to, go to therapy and work on their relationship, but you're not going to be out in the street. And the thing about me, I care about appearance. And when I say appearance, I care about my name out in the streets. I'm not going to do anything to bring shame on your name. And I refuse to allow you to do anything out in the streets to bring shame on my name. We just not going to do that. So I'm not going to be one that's going to be out there talking about, oh, she crazy. Look at her. She walking with her little head up and she just don't know. Oh, my girl had him last week. Or, all my girl got to do is text him and he'll be at her house tomorrow, or will not be able to play in my face like that. You will not be able to play in my face like that. I am not walking around town and having to deal with you having my name out here and people looking at me like I'm crazy, because I think I'm the ish. Like I think I'm all that. And you should too. I think I'm all that and a bag of chips. And if you cheat on me, then that's your loss. I'm not about to be out here begging and crawling on my feet and telling you to come back home. Let's work it out. Or don't know. She can have you, boo-boo. I will come drop you off. And every time you showed up at my door, I'll be calling her like, come get this Negro. Because we're not doing that. Bridget J says, exactly. I'm not staying in a toxic relationship. No therapy needed. Too late. Absolutely. It's too late. Peace, Love, and Light says it's hard to come back from. It's a constant reminder every time he leaves the house. It's mental torture. Therapy don't always get you through. I couldn't do it. I totally agree. And that's the thing people don't understand. Good point that you made is mental torture. It is, because your mind is always going to take you back to that dark space. It's always going to have you wondering. I get that we sitting up in the therapist's office. People lie in therapy too. Everybody is not honest sitting in front of the therapist. So it's easy to sit in front of the therapist and say you working on it and what you're not going to do and what you're changing and all of that kind of stuff. But again, even after all of that, we're human. Like our mind always takes us back to that space. Especially, look, don't let him be gone somewhere and I've been calling all day and he ain't answering the phone. And I know you have this phone glued to your hand all day, every day. And now all of a sudden you're not answering the phone. Oh, you can't pick up the phone and call me back. And then I roll up and you're not where you say you were going to be. Like, who doing all that? I'm not doing that. I'm not riding around trying to find you. I'm not going through your phone, snooping and trying to find nothing. I'm just going to release you and let you go because I don't want you to have to go through all that. I'm just going to let you go on over there. So you ain't got to worry about coming back to me and lying. Just go on over there and be with her. Do what you got to do. That's too much. That's too much work. Aunt Debbie says, you cheat, I'm gone. No question. Aunt Debbie, we know you send them away. We know you are not playing, Debbie. We know you ain't coming to play. But release him and just let him go, because why are you putting yourself through that torture? Because again, healing is a process when you're going through a situation like that. And a lot of times these men expect you to be over it right away. They expect you to, just deal with it and you don't have to bring it up. It's a process, because a lot of times we got to talk through stuff. Most of us gonna ask questions. Well, what was it about her that you like that you didn't like about me? And or what did you see over there with her that you don't see over here? And, what was it about? Girl, don't give that Negro the opportunity to demean you in that manner, to make it feel like you was less than who you were, because that's why he decided to cheat. No, that Negro decided to cheat because that's just who he is. It has nothing to do with your lack of anything, because he knew who you were when he got with you. We've been together all these years. And you ain't never voiced none of that. But when you get caught cheating, all of a sudden now you did it because of something I did or did not do. It had nothing to do with me. That was a choice that you decided to make. And my thing is, don't do to me what you can't expect me to do for you. If you don't think that you're going to be okay with me doing a thing to you, don't do that thing to me. And it's just as simple as that. If you won't allow me to do it and be okay with it, don't think you can do it and be okay, and I be okay with it. And that's how I've always maneuvered my relationships. I'm not going to do anything to you that I don't want you to do to me. That's just how I look at it. And I'm expecting that same thing in return. I'm not expecting you to be okay with, me cheating and then me not thinking you're going to leave. Or vice versa. Like, don't do to me what you can't expect me to do for you or to you. Like, I'm not doing that. We're adults here. What are we doing? Especially in this day and age, especially at our big age. We're not doing that. You either all in or you all out. Ain't no half stepping. You can't have your feet straddle the fence, as my grandma say. You either gonna be on the left or the right. Whichever side you're gonna be on. Get over there and stay there. It ain't no back and forth. It ain't no revolving door. It ain't none of that. Gonna be great. Do you? And it is what it is. Peace, love, and light says, Shorten, you'll be fine and God will see you through. I had to walk away from 26 years and people thought I was crazy, but the peace I found was worth it. Kudos to you, sis. And 26 years is a long time. And that's why I don't understand people who feel like, and the thing about it is, and I don't know if it can't just be our culture, but I hear this a lot with our culture is people think that the number of years that you've sacrificed with a person should withhold anything that they do for you. And that is so far from the truth. I could have given you 26 years of my life, but then you've given me 5 years of the worst years of my life. And I'm supposed to stay because that was only 5 years and we've been together for 26 years. I don't have to stay because of the longevity of the relationship. And that's where a lot of people get twisted, because we start looking at the number of years that we've spent, because people, I've heard a lot of people say, well, I don't want to have wasted all this time with this person and then just to walk away. Well, you know what? That person knew that you had invested a lot of time, that amount of time into the relationship as well. But they still chose to make the decision that they made, right? So why is it that you have to be the only one fighting for the relationship before it get bad? Why is it that you have to be the only one that's making sure you're doing right by your relationship and the other person isn't? The last time I checked, the relationship was a two-way street. It takes two people. And it takes two people wanting the relationship. I can't do it by myself. It can't be a one-sided thing. I can't be the only one over here fighting for the relationship and making sure I'm doing right by the relationship. What's the point in me doing it all and you're doing nothing? You get to just go kick it and do whatever it is that you want to do, sleeping with this woman, that woman, bringing in babies, half of them. And I'm supposed to just stick through it, just suffer through it, right? Just for the sake of saying I'm married, or I'm trying to fight for my marriage. I shouldn't have to fight for my marriage. I shouldn't have to fight for my marriage. Because we are two consulting individuals. We both signed our names on the dotted line when we stood before God and said, I do. We both said at that point that it was us that we wanted. It was us that we wanted to build a relationship with. So why is it that I have to be the one to keep fighting for the relationship when you are the one that keep doing the things that's destroying our relationship? At what point are we supposed to say enough is enough? How much longer am I supposed to fight? When are we going to start realizing that saying I'm sorry just ain't enough? That's not enough. You don't get to just say, oh, I said I was sorry. Well, Negro, your sorry don't mean anything. Your sorry does not negate the fact that you threw away 26 years of marriage, 15 years, 5 years, however long it was. Your I'm sorry does not negate the fact that you broke the vow. And if we want to keep it all biblical, the Bible says that it is a sin to commit adultery. So that's your out. Don't let people force you to stay in a situation and this Negro have violated his vows. You have every right to walk away from that situation when he did not do right by you. He broke the vows. You deciding to go through with the divorce is not you breaking the vows. He broke the vow already. He's already destroyed the covenant. He allowed another woman to defile your marriage. She played a role in it too, but he is the one that owed the loyalty to you, not the other chick. He did. He took the vow. We're not doing that. So we got to stop allowing people to force us into these relationships and staying in these marriages but for the sake of, girl, y'all been together too long to just walk away from all of that. Guess what? The same way I built this, I can build it by myself, because it ain't nothing like walking into a space. Well, let me tell you something. I remember when I went through my divorce and I was coming out of all of that mess that I was in, all of that toxicity that I was in. And when I got my own place by myself outside of my marriage, girl, that was the most peaceful space that I had experienced in all the years that I was with this man. It ain't nothing like turning that doorknob and walking into your own place, and it's peaceful. You ain't got to worry about what that Negro doing. You ain't got to worry about coming in the house to all of this drama and nonsense and toxicity every day. You can rest peacefully. You can move around your house the way you want to. You can come and go when you get ready. You can do all the things when you get ready, and you ain't got to worry about a no good Negro sitting on the other side, up in here taking up space, doing nothing, adding nothing, ain't doing nothing but taking. You ain't giving nothing to this relationship. It ain't nothing like your peace and your peace of mind. Don't let these Negroes drive you crazy. That's not what love feels like. That's not what it should be. I should be able to allow my husband to go wherever he wants to, and I don't have to worry about him going out there making babies, creating side babies, and doing this, that, and the other with all these other different women. I should be able to hold my head up and feel good about the person that I chose to be in relationship with. Choose you any day. I'll tell any woman, I don't care how long you've been together. Choose you, sis. Whatever it is that make you happy, you do that thing to the 10th power. If walking away makes you feel better, girl, I will help you pack when you want to move. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And one thing you can't ever get back is time. You cannot get time back. You can't get it back. So don't allow anybody to keep you stuck in situations that no longer serve you. Because you can't get that time back. You better go on and be happy. You better go on and do what you need to do for yourself. If you ain't never seen peace or felt peace, girl, drop a zero. Drop a zero and be without it. Girl, it ain't nothing like peace. It's nothing better than peace. And you ain't got to deal with all that drama. Like, we too old to still be going through stuff like that. At this point, these Negroes should be settled. Like, if you ain't settled at our age, like, what's really going on? If you ain't got all that kind of stuff out of your system by now, it ain't gonna never get out. What are we doing still at our big age? We still doing this? Then you out telling everybody, oh, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had this. I did this, I did that. Yeah, we gonna see. When I leave, we just gonna see how much you was doing. We'll see. Angela says, I divorced my ex-husband and I'm so glad I did. Married to him for 10 years. Girl, I didn't look back, and I tell you, God gave me a good husband now, and I'm very happy. He put me first over himself. Yes, kudos to you. And that's the thing. It is somebody out there that will love you for you. It is somebody out there that will love your dirty draws, as my granny used to say. It's somebody out there for you. Don't let that Negro tell you, well, girl, ain't nobody gonna want you with kids. You ain't gonna find nobody better than me. Ain't nobody gonna buy you this, and ain't nobody gonna do this, that, and the third. For, well, we'll see. I can show you better than I can tell you. Even if I didn't have none of that, I won't have you. Stacy says, I learned in my 20s and 30s what I will not take in my 50s. It's okay to choose you. God gives it back even better. Absolutely. He'll most definitely give it back to you even better. A lot of us has been where you are right now. And let me tell you, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Girl, it ain't nothing like choosing you and having your peace of mind over the decision that you make. One thing we not going to do is stay in a sunken place and sit and wring our heads and hold our heads down because of a no good Negro that decided to mess up what we were trying to build. It was not your fault. It was his fault. He made a decision and you made yours by choosing you. That Negro would come to an empty house. That's what happened with mine. He came home to an empty house, moved out while he was at work. That Negro worked third shift. Baby, I moved out in the middle of the night. Everything was gone. You hear me? He didn't know where I was. He came back to nothing. I was ghost. I was gone. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. I'm talking about blew my phone up. You hear me? Blew it up. Sis said, that's amazing, Angela. I remember your story of your hubby when you were going through what you went through. That's a good man, Savannah. Yes, he is. And shout out to the good men, because there really is some. I have an amazing husband. I love my husband. I have an amazing husband. He really is my best friend. I'm telling you, it really is somebody out there that will love you for you, and you won't have to deal with all of this stuff, because like I was saying, if we are still going through that stuff and we in our 50s, like, boy, what you doing? Go on and find you somebody else to play with. Go find you somebody else to play with, because we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Teresa says, I have an amazing husband too, and I'm so thankful for him. Absolutely. Shout out to Mr. Right. Angela says, yes, he is. He's a good man, Savannah. And there are some out there. There are some out there, regardless of how many no good Negroes out there are still some good men out there that will treat you right, that will love you the way that they're supposed to love, that will respect you, that will honor you and do all the things. There really are some men out there that will love you and do right by you. We just will not stand for letting these people thinking they can play in our face and making us feel like we're doing something wrong, but because we decide to pick up and walk away from these relationships. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people try to make us feel bad for deciding to choose us in a situation. Peace, love, and light says, trust me, God has a ram in the bush for you, Stacy. I was scared I wouldn't make it financially after the divorce, but God came through and I got a promotion, and that came with a 10K increase. Praise the Lord. Absolutely. Absolutely. Philly Girl says, amen to amazing husbands. Yes. Stacy says, we all have a long suffering season. I'm in mine, but God is with me. A weapon may form, but it will not prosper. I am in good company, and I thank you, ladies, for the words of encouragement. Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. We all have seasons that we have to go through, and each of our seasons look different. We all go through seasons, but one thing about God, if he puts us through it, he brings us out of it. Every single time. He will not give us more than we can bear. And I know we say that all the time, but when we're in it, we feel like, okay, now, Lord, now you said you wouldn't put more on me than I can bear. And you know, this load is getting heavy right now, but God always makes a way. He always, like you say, he always have a ram in the bush. He always will provide for us. He always will. And the thing about it is, a lot of times when God is moving people and things out of our lives, it's because he does have something better for us. He has greater for us. Your latter will be greater. We are not what we are going through. And a lot of times he allows us to go through things because we are a testament to somebody else. Because when you come out on the other side, you'll be able to share your testimony, and that testimony will be able to help somebody else that'll eventually end up going through the similar situation that you're going through. That's one thing about God. He don't play about his. He does not play about his. God got you, sis, and everybody that has been through the situation. A lot of us have been through it. And look at us. We here talking about it, and we here trying to encourage you and tell you that you can also make it because God will do it. I did it with 2 kids. I walked out and I had 2 kids, young at the time. Had no idea where the money was going to come from, but God made a way. He made a way. It was almost like he was putting everything and everybody in my path that he was trying to connect me with to help me get out of the situation that I was in. And it was so smooth. I didn't have to suffer for anything, everything. It was like bam, bam, bam. When I walked away from that situation, when I say all the doors that started to open for me and all the people that he started to put in my path to push me through that situation, it was no long suffering going on. Came right out of that situation, looking bigger and better. Didn't miss a beat. You hear me? Kids wasn't hungry. I wasn't hungry. Had shelter, had food, still working. Didn't miss a beat. That's how good God is. That's how good God is. We all go through storms. We all go through storms. We just don't sit in it. Just make sure you don't sit in it. Go through it and come out on the other side. Keeping God first. Stay prayed up. Stay connected with people, like you said. Stay connected with people and be in good company. Surround yourself with people who gonna love on you and not make you feel bad about you deciding to walk away from your situation. I promise you, God got greater later. Because we've been through some things. I'm quite sure every last one of us here has been through some things. We've all been through similar situations. But we came out on the other side. Girl, just watch how your skin start to clear up. You start to lose weight. We start looking better. Not saying we don't, but it's just something when we come out of mess and toxicity. We start looking like a shiny new tool. because we don't have to deal with that baggage. We don't have to deal with all of that stress and all of that headache and all of that turmoil. I'd rather be by myself if I got to do it by myself. If it's going to prevent me from having to go through the heartaches of another Negro, like we already going through so much, and to have the extra added pressure of a Negro bringing some mess into our life and into our situation, we didn't sign up for that. I married you. I didn't marry you, her, and her. But it'll all work out. It'll all work out. So hold your head up. Hold your head up. Make sure that you, like I say, stay surrounded by women. You know, we love you, sis. And each and every one of you, if you are going through anything, y'all know how we are with each other. We love hard. We pray hard. We laugh hard. But we are here for each other when we are going through stuff. We are here for each other. That's what we are here for. We are here to be helpers one to another, especially when our sisters are going through stuff. You don't have to walk through anything alone. We are here. Teresa says, I also walked away from my ex with 2 small kids. I joined the army to get away from his cheating, violent arse. God has plans for who he wanted me to be with. And we have been married for 31 years. Look at God. Hey, Tyra. Tyra is in the house. She says, hey, Pink Diva Topics. Hey, Pink Table Topics, Mods and Chat. I got a replay. Thank you, sis, for joining. We appreciate you for being here. Hey, Kathy, if I didn't speak to you, sis, thank you for being here. You're right, Teresa. God's plan is always better than our plan. His plan is always better than our plan. Tyra says, I'm late. Yes, sis, catch the replay. We're about to be on our way out. Thanks for joining, though, sis. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for being here. Bridget J says, amen, Teresa. God is good. Yes, he is. He is so good. He is so good. He is so good. Don't let these men be telling us that we difficult. We hard to get along with. You can't talk to me. We are not asking too much when we ask these men for honesty. And half of them, all we ask for is for you to be honest with me and do right by me. Just be honest and do right. That's all I ask, because that's what you're going to expect from me. So I'm asking that same thing for you. We're not weak because we decided to walk away from somebody who refuses to honor us. I'm supposed to just take it? No. And don't let anybody just tell us that, because that's a dangerous message. You hear people all the time say a real woman sticks it out no matter what. If she was a real woman, she'd stay with him and work it out. No, ma'am. Because let me tell you this, a real woman know when to stop shrinking herself to protect somebody else's comfort, because that's all it is. Like, protect the man. But he cheated, though. I can forgive you and still choose myself. I can heal and still decide that I'm not going to accept certain things from you. I can love and still leave. I love you from a distance, but you won't be with me. I can still do all of those things and still choose myself, because healing from betrayal is not about proving nothing to nobody. It's about you. It's about your own self-worth. It's about rebuilding your own peace, learning to trust yourself again. Trust your own instincts, your own voice, your own worth. That's what it's about, because sometimes the hardest part is not even us losing them. It's about us finding us again. Because a lot of times we be in these situations so long, so we start to lose ourselves. And that's something that we don't want to do. We start to lose ourselves after all that damage. Like, we constantly going through all of this stuff. We forget who we are. We forget our self-worth. We start acting like we don't know who we are, because we keep dealing with that stuff. And to each one of you that are here, I want you to know it's okay to walk away. You can start all over. You can rebuild all of that stuff and get all of that stuff back. You can find somebody that you will love again if you want to, but you don't have to. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Don't let nobody make you feel guilty for walking away from a broken covenant. You can do all of that stuff. And you ain't got to have a man to do it. Because we know Negroes come a dime a dozen. If you want one, you can have it. We all know that. We can have a man anytime. That's not hard to do. But is it worth your peace? Is it worth your peace? So keep choosing you. And as we close tonight, y'all, again, I appreciate you all for being here. I hate I wasn't able to actually show you the video. I wanted to show it to you, but I just want everybody to remember, no one gets to tell you how deep your pain should be. Nobody gets to measure the magnitude of your healing journey. You can't tell me how to heal. You can't tell me how to go through my process. When somebody minimizes your betrayal, it doesn't make their actions smaller. It just reveals how much growing they still have to do. So release the shame, because a lot of times we be shamed. We be sitting around thinking, well, what people gonna say because I decided to walk away from my relationship? Well, how people gonna look at me? Girl, release that shame. Release the self-blame because it wasn't your fault that he made the decision that he made. Release that pressure to get over it before your heart is ready. Take all the time that you need to go through your process. Do whatever you need to do to get through your situation in your own time. Healing is a journey, and going through, and I tell people all the time, when you're going through a divorce, it's like a death. Like it's just like you losing something in somebody that's been a part of you for a long time. So you go through a grieving process when you're going through a divorce. So don't let nobody rush you to get over it. Take all the time that you need to get through what you're going through, because you are worthy of all of that. All of that. Love don't hurt. We shouldn't have to go through all of that. So do you continue to choose you? Don't allow anybody to make you feel guilty for choosing you and choosing to not stay in situations that are no longer serving you. When that covenant been broke, that relationship, release it. Let that Negro go on over there and be who he is. Pray about it. Get yourself together, shake it off, and move forward. Move forward and do the things that you desire to do at your own pace. At your own pace. Don't feel bad. Don't let people try to make you feel guilty into not leaving and you should stay. You should have tried to work it out. No, release him and go on about your business. Separate yourself from people who trying to make you stay in situations that are unhealthy. Because a person who really valued you and really love you is not going to force you into healthy relationships and unhealthy situations. Separate yourself from those people. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, it wouldn't be so easy for them to tell you to stay. When people are on the outside looking in, everybody got opinions. But don't let anybody force their opinions on you. Do what you have to do. Do what you have to do. So we're going to close tonight. Again, thank you all for coming. We're going to praise. We're going to close in a prayer. Let me see. Did I miss a comment? Oh, okay. That was Tyra talking to Teresa. Angela says, Tyra, that's it. When my husband showed up when I wasn't looking. Oh, So tonight we're going to end in prayer, y'all. Lord, tonight we're standing in the gap and lifting up every woman who's been broken by betrayal. We ask that you touch the places that words can't reach, oh God. Lord, remind her that she is enough, that she is not what was done to her, but who she's becoming through it. Give her the strength, oh God, to release what no longer serves her, no longer honors her, and the courage to believe that better is still ahead. Lord, cover her heart, renew her spirit, and restore her peace in the matchless and magnificent name of your son, Jesus Christ. Lord, we pray. Thank God God. Amen and amen. Thank you all for joining, sis. I appreciate each and every one of you for pulling up to the table. And if tonight's conversation spoke to you, share it with one of your sisters who may need to hear what we were talking about, because healing starts when we stop minimizing the betrayal and start honoring the truth. So feel free to share it. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you. I love you. I love each and every one of you. And shout out to the replay gang that'll be pulling up to the table later. I appreciate you for being here. Please make sure you hit the like button on your way in for me. Feel free to drop down and leave a comment, and make sure you share the video. This concludes this episode of Pink Table Topics. As always, I had a blast. And remember, over here, we all get a seat at the table, because it's not about me. It's about us. Chat with you soon. Have a good night, ladies. Bye.